Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashraf al-Mursaleen. In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful, praise be to the Lord of the worlds, and peace and blessings upon our leader, Muhammad ﷺ. I learned in college a lot about different philosophers and different religions, and I remember how there's always this rationale for why somebody should believe in God. Like there is a way to justify it logically for some, and for others it wasn't. And I always used to feel like it was a little bit of a moot point because, as Muslims, we definitely believe, we know that there are miracles in the Quran, and we know that there are many things in the world that could logically lead someone to the conclusion that Allah exists. However, the fact that we believe in Allah and the fact that we all have this inside innate desire to establish a loving relationship with Him where He's pleased with us, that doesn't really have to have anything to do with some type of mathematical formula or scientific miracle. The beauty of that is we believe that it's inside of every single human, that inside of us we have a soul, and that soul, without a doubt, understands that God exists and has the ability to create a direct and pure relationship with Allah. And as a matter of fact, every single one of us at one point spoke to Allah even before we came on earth, and we cut a deal with Him, so to speak. We created a covenant with Him, and Allah asked us, Alastum ila rabbikum raji'un, are you not to your Lord returning? And at that time we said yes. And that was the first stage of the soul, of the human soul. I mean, we learn in Islam that the soul has 5 stages. The first one is this time when we were all created, but we weren't yet in our human form, and we were all with Allah, and He asked us. And the humans that you see on earth, those are the humans that took that responsibility, and they took that covenant, and they promised God not to forget about the promise that they made. And that's why even the word kafir or kufr or disbelief in Arabic, it's the same word that's used in a different verse in the Quran, a'jab al-kuffar. Like when God is talking about farmers, He uses the word kuffar to refer to the farmers. Why? Because a farmer, what they do is they dig little holes in the ground, right? And then they plant seeds, and then they cover that seed with dirt, right? And actually, that really shows you how the root of kafara, or the root of this, what the meaning of disbelief is. It's that, every human soul understands and acknowledges and realizes and feels that God exists. But some people cover that up in their disbelief, and they refuse to acknowledge that their soul inside of them understands that there is a God and that we should have a relationship with Him. And the second stage of the soul, as we know, is inside the womb of the mother during her pregnancy. And then the third stage of the soul is that stage that we're living now. And as Muslims, we know that, in all the media hype and self-help books and how to be happy, blah, 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 we know that really the best way to be happy is extremely, extremely simple. It's already been outlined for us. There is no joy and no beauty in life more amazing and unbelievably indescribable except that feeling that you get when you are reconnected with your Lord. And we understand that this is the purpose for our existence, and it's not just a responsibility, it is our pleasure. It's something that we desire from the innermost core of our being. Every single one of us wants to be close to God. We want to have a relationship with God. We want to be of those that God is happy with. We want to be of those that God Himself will bring to Himself. We want to have the blessing of seeing God's face. It's even more beautiful than the gift of paradise. Inshallah, God willing, in the hereafter, this ability to just reconnect and actually be present with the Lord is more amazing than anything that this life has to offer. And that's why we want to work on this halaqa. We want to study, okay, well, how can I be close to Allah? Because when you purify your heart and when you become close to God, something really amazing happens. It suddenly begins to affect every single sphere of your life, and you become a different person, literally. We all have good aspects of our character, and then we all have negative aspects of our own characters. And the beauty when someone is truly practicing Islam, and when they're really connecting with God on a superior level, the beauty and what winds up happening and what you see is it becomes apparent in their character. Suddenly the beautiful qualities that person already possessed are like magnified. And if that person had any negative qualities, which we all do, then suddenly we learn how to suppress them, to mitigate them. We learn how to teach ourselves to overcome these negative qualities in ourselves. So it's really important. It's really important for us to work on perfecting, first and foremost, our relationship with God, and then on examining who that perfected Muslim woman is. What will I be like, inshallah, by the will of God, when I reach the end of my path after struggling through this life to be a better person? What is this ideal that I'm striving for? Who is it that God wants me to be? And how can I reflect all of His beautiful attributes? So that's really what I just wanted to talk about. I'm trying to put a test clip up for now. But inshallah, the next few clips are all going to talk about that. They're really going to focus on the Muslim woman and her relationship with Allah. Jazakallahu khair. Thank you.